If this MPC 1 Plus is now battery powered, I swear to God, Musa. So there has been a leak MPC 1 Plus. What does this plus mean? Plus 2 gigs of RAM, plus battery, hopefully. That would literally be the only thing that would interest me of this MPC 1. If this MPC 1 Plus is battery powered, I think they're finally doing something right. How much do you guys think it's gonna be? I say it's gonna be $9.99. Let me know below what you guys think. If you've been searching for an MPC 1, you might have been having some trouble, especially for a new one. You can't find used ones, but even those prices are getting a little too close to MPC Live 2. And if I had to choose between the two, definitely Live 2. I really hope it's not just another paint job upgrade like they've done with the retros. But we already had an MPC 1 retro, so this is the first Plus that we're seeing in the series. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get MPC Live 2 Plus next, and what could that look like? So shout out to Sample Kings. You went really in detail with the paperwork, and I'm actually looking here now, and it is Plus. 4 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage, so... Are y'all having like RAM problems? Cause that was not my problem when I had the MPC. Is that like your main issue? RAM? So I guess I kind of just like let myself down because I was really hoping Plus meant battery powered for some reason, but they're not gonna do that. They want both customers because they know that if they get people with the MPC 1 first, like if they get that new customer, they're more likely to be like, oh, now I need the MPC Live 2, you know, I gotta try that one because it's better, or maybe the X. So basically another paint job upgrade. If it had a battery, I would have definitely been recommending this. No battery, if you're gonna be competing with a computer, you can't be plugged to the wall. Like, that is the main thing that people want. Like, I want to be free. I want to take my device and jam. That's why the MPC Live, I think, is the best choice right now if you're buying an MPC. It's been out for a minute, so like, they're probably working on an MPC Live Plus, so... I mean, it still wouldn't be a bad idea to pick one up, bro. They're really cheap right now. And I'm not anti-MPC at all, guys. I've had a bunch of them. I think the 1000 is still my favorite. But there's just so many little things that get in the way of workflow for me that it's just like kept me from making music in those devices. And I'm not saying it's a bad deal. I think actually the best deal is the MPC 1 because it's the cheapest one. I think when they came out they were $7.99. I'm not sure what they're going for now retail, but I'm assuming this 1 Plus is gonna be $9.99 because everything's so expensive, yo. Like, it's kind of like becoming a music producer because of us YouTubers is just like getting harder and harder, I feel, because of us synthfluencers or whatever the heck you want to call us, people that get used by companies to show off their gear. I'm done with it. I'm gonna make my music, learn my tools, teach the tools because I love to teach, and I'm gonna talk about the things that bother me about certain things. The MPC Live, when it first came out, yo, it was so buggy. I have returned at least 4 faulty, modern, new MPCs with like beginner bugs that were like completely unusable. There was also like a bad batch, so there were a bunch of people that got bad MPCs like when they first came out, and a bunch of people that didn't. So people were like, hey man, it's crashing, you know, this sucks, and the other person's like, no, this is great, I love it. So that's when like the whole thing started, right? Because it's like, well, we both paid the same price, so why did you get something that works and I didn't? And then you have to go through the trouble of like returning it and like explaining yourself. It's like, why am I explaining myself? I paid for this, what the hell? Give me my money back or make it work. I would say the MPC 1 is the one that I had the least like amount of time because I got it and I tried it out and it crashed as soon as I turned it on, like 5 minutes after I turned it on, and I was like, you know what? We're not doing this again. I came back later on, and the software, let me just say this, the software has gotten noticeably better. Like, the updates have gotten better and better, but there's still a lot of things that need work. And when you as a user that already paid for a device see a company that keeps coming out with new devices, and new devices, making your device now, you know, cheaper and worth less, and now making you want the MK2, the MK3, right? Because you got to keep up, right? If you have that situation going on and you don't have people working on the actual software to interact with the hardware, because that's a really big issue with the MPC-X, the hardware interacting with the software. Like, I really am sure that whoever's designing the software for the MPC, like for the new MPCs, is doing it on the Live, because the software on the Live and the way it interacts, it's perfect. I'm not sure how it is on the one. Like, I'm sure it's better on the one, but on the X, like, I don't know how this is now. Like, let me know, guys, if you have this problem still, because yo, when you would go on the X and like extra menus, like for example, settings menu or something like that, you couldn't use like the joggy wheel. You literally had the joggy wheel, you had, you know, your left and right, up and down, and you couldn't use any of that. You were literally like touching the touchscreen the whole time. And I'm like, yo, all these buttons, and nobody figured, hey, it would be cool to like not have to use the touchscreen to like scroll through things. Little things like that. Guys, I want to see like Akai succeed. I want to see a dope MPC Live MK3, like thin, battery powered, speaker. Yo, the speaker. We're gonna talk about the speaker on another video. The sound. I mean, a lot of people, including myself, have commented that the sound is weakish sounding, and people have problems with this comment because they're like, I love my MPC, go away. But it's not like one person saying this. When it comes to nice, fat, crunchy sound, you want like something old school. Like if you're really looking for that nice, fat, crunchy sound, it comes with its drawbacks because devices that have those sounds don't have the advanced workflow that we have today, right? For example, the SP404 sounds amazing, like the OG SP404 sounds amazing, but it's noisy, it's limited, you know, like it uses a big memory card that it's like extra, you know? So you win some, you lose some. Like, yes, would it be cool to like have a SP404 that sounds really, really good? What am I really gonna use it for except running things through it? And hey, if you're using it that way, that's like a whole purpose, you know? Like trying to make everything nice and fat and crunchy. There's people that mix like on the SP. I haven't in a while, but I've done it. But it's extra. I feel like the goal of companies should be to make technology get out of the way so you as a musician can create. That is all.